Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com, MikeKollin.com. All right, so let's dive right into it. Forgive me, I got a little bit of a stuffy nose. It's allergies or something. I think it's dust. Anyway, so all right, so I just watched a video by Richard Grannon. I'm gonna put a link down there. He really specializes in narcissistic abuse, etc. It's one of the people I do recommend. I watched his videos for quite a few of his videos months ago. So it was a very sobering video. It was they were in it was an interview. It was a short documentary. I think it's about 20 minutes long, I think. And it was very sobering. It was very sad. People were talking about how their lives were destroyed, and it's like, and this one lady was described it. She goes, it's like, being in a relationship with a narcissist, like they're slowly peeling one layer of skin at a time, getting closer and closer inside, and just, it hurts. And then she also went on to say, he got me in the car and we're racing down the road, and I think it was the Brooklyn Bridge or some big bridge in the New York area, in that East Coast. You'll watch the video, it'll be in there. And she said, he's gonna, they were gonna go off the bridge. He was gonna, smash through, and they were gonna die. And so she goes, I'd never been that terrified in my life. Well, this is your typical narcissist. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're dealing with. And I've got some stories coming up. It may be in the next clip after this. This was all meant to be one clip, but it's kind of spread out. And this clip I'm remaking because for some reason the audio didn't come through. So I want you to know something. Not only about me, but about other people that are making YouTube videos about narcissists. It kind of comes across as we're almost cocky or arrogant. That's not what it is. We were terrorized. We've been terrorized. We've been scared to death. And we finally, I keep calling it pop. They call it going supernova. It's like we popped out of the nightmare. Like, whoa, we're out, right? Because we can see it now. And once you see it, once you can see them, you're out. And that's why I'm making these videos. I'm going to give you a lot of examples and teach you what it is they do and how they. It's like being able to spot a leopard. Once you can see, like, oh, it's a leopard, then you don't reach out to pet it and it bites your freaking hand off. Same thing with a narcissist. If you don't know you're dealing with a narcissist, you're screwed, because they don't come in with a big sign and say, hey, just so you know, I'm a narcissist and we destroy people's lives. And that's what I'm going to tell you. Is that okay? They're not asking permission. They're sneaky fuckers, and that's part of why they're so cruel about it. And here's the worst part. They pick the nicest, kindest people. Let me go back to the video I was telling you about. And again, I'm going to put it in the link, in the description, the link in there. Sorry, my nose is real stuffy tonight. So they're in like an auditorium, like a college auditorium, where like the professor is usually down there. Well, in this case, I'll be right back. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. Basically what happens is he's describing what he does to people and who he picks on, the vulnerable, and this one lady's just crying, and she's up probably 10 rows up or whatever. They give her the microphone. She's like, how could you do this to people? It's not right. And you pick on the most vulnerable and the kindest, and she's like, man, it makes you cry. And that's why I'm making the videos, because these people destroy people. They destroy their careers. They destroy their hopes, their dreams, their marriages, their families, their children. They destroy people, and they don't care. They don't care. Now that's something that, oh, come on, Mike. No, I'm telling you, they don't care. It's not in them. They're not connected to their emotional system, and therefore they're not empathetic. So they're just like, it's fun to them. I've got some videos. It's coming up right after this, about two or three clips. You're going to get an insight into the mind of a narcissist. I promise you. I know this video probably sucks because this is my third time having to redo it because the audio didn't come up for some reason. But you watch, when you see, you're going to like, that's fucking nuts. And like, yeah, it's someone that I dealt with. Okay. And there's worse. That's not even the worst one. Like, I was kind of keying in on this stuff, but didn't quite know what I was dealing with back then. But I was smart enough to go, I got to get away from this dude. All right, so the one I'm going to talk about now isn't that bad, but it gives a good example of what I mean, because this is a very narcissistic trait. So watch that video. Okay, here's my point of this video. So I'm going to put in the description, like right below the link to that video. I think it's important. Two things. Number one, if you're with someone who talks shit about someone, talks behind their back, oh, they're bad, they're this, oh, they're a jerk, oh, they're going through a divorce, they're just like, they got dirt on everyone. If you're around someone like that, go, get out. This is how it works. If they're comfortable talking about all these people, I guarantee you they're just as comfortable talking about you behind your back when you're not there. That's the way it works. Okay? I grew up in a family that did this. My mom did this. And here's the stupid part about, I'm just going to say it, a lot of people, is, and it blew my mind, is, who was it? It was, God, what one was it? Was it my sister? At one point it was everyone. So one of them walked out of the room. I don't remember if it was my brother or my sister who was. I'm like, oh, mom doesn't talk that way about me. And I'm like, you don't actually believe that, do you? Like, what the fuck? No, she never does. The minute she walked out of the room and mom came in, oh, so and so, blah blah. Well, they're this and they're that, blah blah. And I started giggling, and the person next to me, again, I don't know if it was my niece or there's a bunch of people. They were like, oh my God. And then my mom left. They came back like, dude, they totally talk. Oh, you're lying. That's bullshit. No. And that's part of the game, is like, they're like, when they're with you, oh, you're my best friend. You're the one. But when you leave, then it's the other person. And then they talk shit about you. So here's my point. Two things. Number one, if they're comfortable talking behind people's back. Now, here's the caveat. Let's say you go to lunch and then there's someone there that they don't like, and they're like, yeah, that guy's an asshole. Fuck him. But that's it. But if it's every single day, they're talking about one or two people or more, and it will be more. Usually it's 2, 3, 4, 5 people. But if they're comfortable talking shit about, like every time you meet with them about this person, then it's another, that's the person you get away from. But if it's one person with one person, that's fine. That's But if it's a consistent thing, then they're a shit talker, and they will talk shit behind your back. Here's the other thing, and that's what these videos are going to lead up to. I'm going to show you some stuff. What do I want to say? Watch what people also not only talk, but also do to other people. And there's a video that's going to blow your mind what this guy did, that I put in, that's coming up. I think it's going to be the next video, because this video clip got kind of long. So the way they treat other people, it's going to land on you, especially if they do stuff consistently. All right. It will land on you. I promise you. All right. So let me give you an example of someone talking crap. So it was kind of messed up. And I was keen. Now, this is about 10 plus years ago. It was a while back. And at this point, I was kind of cluing. I didn't really understand that they were narcissists. I didn't get it. Then I see it now. So basically, it was someone I knew for many years through their work. And he wanted to come on over. We're having a party at my place, or dinner. My wife's making dinner. I forget what it was. And that's how it started. Next thing you know, like, hey man, let's go up a couple cities up and go to this place. And it was games we'd play and stuff. And at first it was cool. The way they introduced me was like, oh, Mike's great. And then the bouncer, or the whatever it was, oh yeah, so and so, the manager, the assistant manager, yeah, he's a good guy. They're, hey, nice to meet you, man. Everything's good. But then after we went there 4, 5, 6, 7 times, there all of a sudden people were kind of looking at me sideways, and I'm like, well, what's going on here? Well, he was also talking shit about them, all of them. Oh, the bouncer, he's kind of a dick. He's fucking blah, blah, blah. And then it was the assistant manager. Then it was this guy that worked, this. Well, I'm not going to give the details. And it wouldn't stop. And that's when I was like, oh shit, I bet he's talking shit about me. That's why they're giving me sideways looks, right? So I kind of started to pull away a little bit, but it was fun. Like, we were doing meeting a lot of people. So then he invited me to a party, a family gathering of some friends he grew up with, and went to elementary, middle school, high school. I think it was one of the kids' birthdays. Kind of surprised me, because I thought I was going to go one of his friends' birthdays. Now I'm at this kid's birthday going, like, what am I doing here? But everyone's cool, and then we introduce you. Man, Mike's a great guy. And everyone's like, oh, nice to meet you, hugs and all that stuff. And hey, here's some food, all that. And eventually I had to leave the room. I don't know if I just went outside or went and watched TV in the living room. But when I came back 20, 30 minutes later, everyone's kind of looking at me sideways, kind of got this met, and everyone's quiet. I'm like, what's going on, man? Oh, nothing, Mike. Are they mad at me? Because it was obvious. No, it's all in your head. It's all in your head. And that's what they tell you. It's all in your head. No, it's not. They're talking shit. And so eventually, someone came up to me because I felt really uncomfortable. So I went back in the other room, and so one of his friends, one of his best friends, came up and said, "Hey, man, he doesn't like you." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "He's not." This is what he said. He goes, "He's not. So and so is not your friend." I'm like, "Yeah, he is." Like, no, dude, he's not your friend. What are you talking about? Like, why would he invite me? He's like, dude, I'm telling you, that's not your friend. He goes, he's talking hellish shit behind your back, like really bad. I'm like, really? Like, okay. So I confronted him a little bit later when he was alone. He goes, nah, so and so, he's the Joker. He's just pulling your leg. I'm like, dude, he was sounding dead serious. Nah, he's a Joker. So I was like, oh, okay, man. So I kind of like started realizing like I need to fade away from this guy, right? So this is going to lead into the next clip. Um, I'll just go to the next clip because I kind of started didn't answer the phone as much. I didn't go over his place as much. I didn't hang out. I was kind of starting to slowly pull away. So let's go to the next clip. It's gonna be right next. So I'm back. All right. So then a month or so goes by, and I was kind of avoiding him because I was kind of onto him. Like, man, I don't want to be around something like that. Because next thing you know, we went to a couple places, and people loved me. Now they're like overnight turned against me. And I'm like, yeah, I was onto it. And so I just kept like, nah, I'm busy tonight. Nah, I can't. No, he goes, come over for dinner, with the wife and kids. And blah. I'm like, nah, that's all right. I started kind of like pulling away. Now, at this point, again, this was a long time ago. I wasn't really so keen on Narcissist. Yeah, I knew about Narcissist, but I couldn't see him like I can now. And he eventually convinced me, like, hey, we're going to another party over that way again. It's my best friend from elementary, middle school, high school, and all the other people are going to be there. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I went over there, same thing. I walked out of the room, I came back in, and everyone's pissed. And then another one of his buddies, a different person, came and said, hey, I got to let you know, like, he's talking hella shit about you, and like everyone does not like you now. And I was like, what the fuck, And so then I was pissed up and upset, and then I walked into the other room, and then his wife's talking shit. Now here's the thing: it was a dark living room, and they were sitting they were standing in the hallway. They didn't know I walked in. I was sitting right there, about 7 feet from him, and out loud she's talking to this woman about me. I'm just like, and I just let her talk and talk and talk and talk, and finally the woman noticed me and like, thanks, appreciate it, man. And she was like, oh shit, I'm just joking, Mike. I'm like, yeah, you're just joking. So here's my point: when people are doing stuff to other people that's wrong, get away from them because they're going to be doing it to you. I promise you. Let's see. All right. I'm going to go over something in the movie that stood out to me, and then I'm going to give you one more story. So, the thing about it was the narcissist guy, they were asking him questions, the lady's crying, like, how could you do that? And you attacking innocent, vulnerable people that didn't do anything to you. And because the thing is, like, people don't know they're in this game. They have no idea what's going on. All they know is, like, also no one likes them. They got fired from their job. Someone wanted to beat them up. I mean, they'll turn people against you. A lot of people. They'll run you out of a gym. They'll get they'll get you divorced. They will do horrendous shit. You'll lose your home because of them. I mean, you fucking name it. Watch the video. A lady actually talks about how she ended up having to fly home from another country, and she was homeless because he convinced her not to buy a home, not to invest, not to do this, and it completely, because that's what they do. They set you up to where you're fucked. Excuse my language. I'm so sorry, but they set it up. In another video, I just saw the title, and I forget what the title was. Basically, like, why do they leave you at the worst possible moment? Because they created that moment to where you don't got a job, you don't have any money, now you're fucked, and they kick you out, or they move away. Now you have no way to afford the rent for this place where you both were paying, and now they left, and that's what they do. They fuck you. That's a narcissist. So if a lot of us seem like we're arrogant and egotistical, we're mad. We're hurt. We're pissed. And we're trying to reach you because a lot of you are like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever, narcissism. All right, I got one for you. And we're I want to say we're vengeful, but we know, like, no, just walk away is what you do, right? So a lot of you are like, because I was like this. Okay, someone online was chatting with me in the box on YouTube. I'm like, oh yeah, I've read all the books and I've watched a lot of videos, and oh man, it really sucks and it's such a horrible thing. And I forget what they said, but the way they were saying it was they were still suffering tremendously. Oh, it's so terrifying, and I don't know what to do. And I'm like, you need to educate yourself. Well, I already did. Like, no, I saw what you said, but I thought I did too, especially as of 2 years ago, because at that point I had watched a lot of videos and I'd read some books and I'd gone to a couple meetings, and and years ago I went to quite a few actually, and I thought I got it. No, you'll know when you get it, when you pop. When you fucking pop, you'll know. My last video I talked about that, or maybe it's gonna upload tonight or tomorrow, I forget, but it's gonna upload. And so watch the videos either right before this or right after this, because I don't know if I'm going to have this upload sooner. Well, okay, it doesn't matter. So the point being is, you'll know. When you pop, you're going to go through a stage of fear, and you got the sting, and you're going to go through a phase of depression, and then anger. And that anger turns into empowerment because you just said, I've had it. And then you're going to turn into a level of laughter, and you're going to laugh at them. Oh, wow, my God, there are these little tiny things. I was afraid of that. So there's a lot of good news. And I try to, it's so funny because I try to keep all my videos upbeat, because that's the way, it's like I can't help it. Now, this is probably the most somber video I'll ever make. I can't not help not make upbeat videos because that's just who I am. So one thing the narcissist said was, I forget what one of the ladies was saying to him in the crowd. He had said, he goes, I have just as much in common with you as I do a long-necked giraffe. He goes, I'm not like you. I don't understand you. And he goes, I don't care what you think. And he wasn't saying it in a mean way, but in the video he'll talk about how, like, he goes, yeah, people like me, they think I'm great. And he goes, I don't care what they think. You got to watch the video, but they're different, all right? And so one of the things I emphasize in my videos is, if you're trying to understand them in a way a normal human being is, it'll just confuse the fuck out of you, because they're built and wired differently. So the best thing you can do is educate yourself on the subject and get the fuck away. Educate yourself in a way that you can see them coming, you can see their behaviors, you can spot them a mile away, and you know the tactics, and when they start bringing them up, got to get out. The sooner you get out, the better off you are, okay? So now here's the other thing. Because most of us have been hurt so severely, some life-threatening, some losing your business, losing your home, losing your family. I mean, it's horrendous what they do. You know what? I'm going to leave this at this, because I actually have two stories that I want to tell. I'm going to tell them in the next video, because I think I want to keep these videos shorter than they've been. All right. Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. God bless you all. And please take care of yourself. Take the steps you need to learn what you need to learn, and then get out. Okay?